Just vibing to the play-in music. Speaking of music, we got a special song for tonight because it's a special night. It is Ladies' Night on the Platform Sports Talk Show, but also, ladies, it's our 1-year anniversary. I mean, can I get some celebrations or something? I mean, make some noise up in here.
I want to cut off the song.
Look, come on mute. We got to celebrate. I'm up here partying by myself. Y'all rude. So,
do you know what today is?
Do you know what today is? I'll stop before 15 seconds.
Oh.
Don't get the feed cut.
Not getting sued today.
Hey. All right. So hopefully you've been joining us for a full year. But if this is your first show, let me introduce you to the Ladies' Night special of the Platform Sports Talk Show. I'm Annie Greer, 3-time national champion with the St. Louis Slam women's professional tackle football team. In the house tonight, we got Jobo. Jobo, tell them who you are.
I'm Joe, and I'm a mother and a wife. And an Astros fan, and a Cardinals fan, and a Blues fan. There you go.
There you go. And former softball player, right?
Yeah, softball in high school and college.
Awesome. And we got Carmen Electra. We got Jessica Rabbit. What else?
Becky Lynch. You know, whatever you want to call me. Let's go.
Of course. Otherwise, no. Oh, sorry. I can't do AKA. Let me watch myself.
Appreciate you.
DKA as Sharita. Sharita, tell me who is.
I'm also a mother, former wife, proud divorcee. I don't have the cool sports accolades, but what I can say is I am probably the most informed person on this show about WWE. So I will be your voice of reason, your ventilation system. I will be everything that you need and more when it comes to the world of sports entertainment. So for everything else, I'm be shooting from the hip, but I got you where it counts from my background of strength. That's wrestling.
No worries about that. Whether you love sports or just love us, this is your favorite sports and sports adjacent sports talk show. And we're going to kick it off with It's the Holidays. I've got on I can never figure out the camera direction in this platform. I'm trying to show y'all my star. I am decked out in Cowboys holiday gear. Jobo, who you wearing? What's your holiday spirit looking like?
Not Jonas Brothers, but I've got Jonas Brothers on the mind. I got Darth Vader and Stormtroopers with little Santa hats on, and then I decided to switch up the view and the tree with the tree in the background. Husband wanted to get a 9-foot tree this year, so it's huge. So
a 9-foot tree.
So yeah.
Oh no, this is not the right show for 9-foot jokes. Let's keep it PC before 9 p.m. at least. At least, let's give the kids a chance to join us at least for the first hour, and then it always goes left. I'm just letting you know. Ladies' Night also means after dark, DKA, the HBO version of a sports talk show. You just never know what you're going to get from us. Sharita, what is your holiday gear other than serving hair?
I'm dressed to go to a holiday party. That's what I brought to you.
Okay.
I am not the person who loves holidays. I feel like I'm forced into it because I'm a parent. So I honestly just dress like I'm going to enjoy going out, which is something I would do on Christmas or New Year's or whatever have you. So I don't own an ugly Christmas sweater. My tree has not come in from Amazon yet. And I'm not a fan of any particular sport. So I'm just here being me with red hair.
No, you're one of those people who, like, for Halloween dresses up as like a mom. Or like something that's like, I just show up in what I wear every day because I'm too cool to wear costumes. So
yeah,
are you that person? Have we pegged it?
I told y'all before. Oh, hi, Miss Williams. I never did Halloween growing up, and I just never became a fan of like all the extra stuff. And I wasn't the kid who got to have like the fantasy childhood believing in Santa Claus. So I've been keeping it real since I was 6. So that's what I turned into.
I feel like that's a good tagline. Like, Sharita, keeping it real since 6, right?
Let's
Not
go.
since 96, just since 6.
Six.
Right. I love it. Speaking of being extra, we've got some extra music queued up for ladies' night. Let's hit it.
Oh.
Why am I pre-dancing? I thought there was going to be some music.
No, I was ready to gig with you too. We can just
Look, I'm going to get with myself. How about that? I'll just have a song in my head.
There we go.
And you,
play this right.
Smooth, can you turn it up?
Yeah, I can turn it up.
You forgot to get the PC version? Look, I'll be trying to keep the show on track. I promise you, viewers and listeners. I'll be trying to keep it PC before 9 p.m. The rest of the cast won't let me be great.
They won't. We knew we needed adult supervision before.
I'll be trying. Look, if we can't get the music and the PC version in the background, you know what is PC? My new favorite Christmas song, which I can do 15 seconds at a time. Let me
Yes.
tell you.
Who
If you
introduced,
want to be in on all, go ahead, Sharita.
who introduced you to this Christmas song? I'm just wondering.
I was about to give you a shout out. You can't. I gotta pass it to you. You can't take the baton. You gotta wait for me to pass it to you. Okay. So Sharita put me on to an 8-year-old song because Annie doesn't do pop culture. I find out things as late as possible. So she introduced me to an oldie but goodie. So if you want to be in on some of the inside jokes for the rest of the night, just, don't turn us off. Leave us on, maybe put us on mute, open up a new tab, go to the streaming platform of your choice, and check out a Christmas song by Froggy Fresh and thank us later. And then let us know, have you been a good boy?
Christmas, come check out my wish list. Have I been a good boy? That's none of your business. I just want some good toys. Can I get a witness? Got all of my homies yelling Christmas, Christmas, Christmas.
Joe's face.
Joe, you love it.
What am I dealing with tonight?
Have you heard that song before, Joe?
I have not heard that before in my life.
What?
You need the full experience. You need to go to YouTube and watch Froggy Fresh in this video. According to Annie, this is not a song.
Good boy, that's none of your business. I just want some good toys. Can I get a witness? Got all
Is it
of
called
my homies.
Christmas List?
Christmas, Christmas.
Hold on. This is that guy that does those funny songs.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Last Friday.
But the
we
Christmas song is
literally
definitely the
listened
best
to
one.
the Batter.
You know
We
what?
listened to
I
the
will
Batter.
excuse you if you want to take like 2 minutes and 40 seconds to dip out of the show and like listen to it. That will be considered an excused absence because
I'll
I cannot
text my
tell you how
husband
many
and,
times.
I'll text
Look,
my husband and tell him to show me later because I'm sure he's heard it before, but because he loves that guy. Did have to say hello to Miss Williams. Happy Wednesday, and I believe the other comment was Ash. Hello.
Hey,
Happy
welcome,
ladies'
welcome,
night.
welcome. Have y'all been a good boy? That's the question for the night.
But it's
Every
no-
time it comes up, we're gonna be like, "Have you been a good boy?" The correct answer: that's none of your business. Okay. All right. So let's start the night off with our holiday special. So the holidays, whichever holiday you're celebrating, a lot of them are about gifts and gift giving. You know, exchanging presents, showing appreciation, all of that stuff. So, ladies, let me hear it. Who's the gift that keeps on giving in the sports world?
You can go first, Rita.
the gift that keeps on giving. You know what? I'm gonna throw a curveball because this person isn't actually an athlete. They're a representative. Paul Heyman is a gift that keeps on giving. Everything the man touches turns into complete gold. And
What is a Paul Heyman?
Paul Heyman. He's the
What
gift
is that?
and he is basically Roman Reigns' right hand man. Formerly the representative of Brock Lesnar. He doesn't represent a lot of individual like sports characters or personalities, but damn, the guy has been bringing us greatness all year ever since he's attached himself to Roman Reigns. I don't think he would have had the heel turn or the successful transition from being a face if he wasn't attached to Paul Heyman. And that guy is the gift that keeps on giving. So
So
I'll do an honorable mention to Bianca Belair because it was a strong tie for saying her. But I got to be honest, I sit back and I look forward to those random facial expressions and those sarcastic remarks and those ill-fitting suits that is the man Paul Heyman.
okay, so for our sports adjacent fans, is Paul Heyman animal, mineral, or vegetable? Or I mean, is he a wrestler? Is he
No, he's literally
is he
like
a promoter, an announcer?
of Roman Reigns. So
He's a
he's
who?
literally an agent. He's like his agent, his representative, his legal counsel.
Okay.
He's the person who looks over the contracts and signs up for all the matches and then hypes them up on the side.
So
Recently,
he's maced to his Diddy.
huh?
He's maced to his Diddy?
Yes, he's always dancing in the background. Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
But has he been a good boy?
It's none of your business.
I love it. What about you, Jobo? Who's the gift that keeps on giving?
I was just keeping it local, and I gotta say Yachty and Wainwright. Just, they're coming back for one more season, hopefully next year, 2022, and they just make everything better, happy, and I don't know, I'm just excited for them, and they're just good for the Cardinals and good for the city of St. Louis, and that's why I picked them.
And Lord knows the city of St. Louis needs something good. Although the city did settle their for those of you who are new to the show, despite Annie having lived in St. Louis for 6 years, tons of shade, just arrows always towards St. Louis. We have a love-hate relationship, St. Louis and I. But that being said, the city of St. Louis got an early Christmas present, having settled their lawsuit with Stan Kroenke for the money that they lost in the move. So congratulations, St. Louis. Y'all got some money. Y'all can buy some more Vest soda and St. Paul sandwiches or whatever it is y'all be doing there. Some gooey butter cake. Maybe you can spend some coins on that. So congratulations, St. Louis, for your early Christmas present. Let's see. My gift that keeps on giving is the Golden State Warriors. People had them just down and out, buried the dynasty too soon. Steph is out here playing like an MVP. My husband, Klay Thompson, is yet to return, but we're not going to talk about it. Knock on wood. Wait, do I got some? There we go. We got some wood around. So just prayers up for my husband, Klay, that he makes a full recovery. So they get not only an added 3-point shot, despite Steph shooting out the gym. You got Poole shooting out the gym. But you get another defender who's, if you think that the mitten, Gary Payton's son, the glove, is a good defender, wait till Klay comes back. So, I mean, they're second in the West, and it's only going to get better. So the Golden State Warriors and MVP, Steph Curry, soon to be MVP, Klay Thompson, are the gift that keeps on giving for me. I need to change my name in the screen. Instead of just Annie, it needs to say Annie Thompson because I feel, disrespected, not really like carrying my fake boo's name on the show. So let's do that. While Annie's trying to figure out how to change her last name on the show, how about our listeners and viewers drop in the chat? What is your gift that keeps on giving in the sports world? Who are your early MVPs? Who's the team that just keeps showing up and showing out? Let us know in the comments. Who's your gift that keeps on giving? And speaking on the gift that may not keep on giving, have you all been keeping up with the soon-to-be shortage of Kobe 4s? So Nike, Kobe Bryant's contract with Nike is running out. Vanessa Bryant, his wife, of course, now being the executor of his estate. They couldn't come to an agreement. One of her points of contention, among many, was that Nike produce more shoes and products for women. Love you, Vanessa Bryant, for putting women in there and making that a sticking point. But what it now means is that Nike will stop producing Kobe 4s, at least for the time being, until they go back to the negotiating table. And the Kobe 4s are the NBA's most popular shoe worn by players in game. It is estimated that the league as a whole goes through about 500 pairs of Kobe 4s in a season. The shoe that is most closely designed to it is Kyrie Irving, and I don't know if you want what that man got going on your foot. It might require a visit to a podiatrist. Like, I don't know. You said what?
I have a pair of Kyrie's. I like them.
Are your feet okay? Do you need to go to a podiatrist? What's going on?
They're super comfortable. I got a pair for Carmen. She's fine.
You better check her feet. Okay. So, do any of you have a favorite basketball shoe? I was never a shoe person. Any of you have a nostalgic shoe, a basketball shoe? I think the last current tennis shoe I bought was some Air Max 95s in like 95. So, any shoe heads here? And let us know if you're a shoe head in the chats and what's your favorite shoe as well.
I got the same shoes for like the last 2-3 years, okay? We don't leave the house ever, and they still look in pretty good shape, so I feel like I'm doing okay.
Right. I bet a lot of these shoes didn't get a lot of wear and tear during the pandemic, unless the Paraton wears out a sole, then you probably haven't been getting a lot of wear and tear. Any other shoe heads? Let us know what's up.
Like I said, I'm gonna stand by. Just because you said what you said, I'm gonna be a classic Sharita and go against it.
There will be no Kyrie stands on this show.
It's not my favorite shoe, but it's up there. I'm a heel person. Like, I like wearing stilettos, but if I had to pick a sneaker, I'd say the Jordan 5s are my favorite. Partially because they were on sale at the kids section. They were $45. So thank God I can still fit kids shoes. So I ain't paying $200, $300 for those Jordans. But they are the shoe that have lasted the longest, considering how often I wore them. So I will say the Jordan 5s and Kyrie's, just to get on your nerves.
I don't know. We're not gonna do Kyrie talk.
Okay, Love and Basketball.
Thank you for the Love and Basketball reference, Ash. I need to go look up some some sneaker prototypes and see if a sneaker were converted into a 4-inch heel, which sneaker would I be most likely to rock? Because
Did you forget about the sneaker heel, like during the
No. I mean like a true conversion. I'm not talking about let's take an Air Max 95 and put a platform on it. No, I mean like take the concept and the comfort, perhaps the performance. I've had to run in heels before. I would like a little bit of, track speed out of my 4-inch heels. But I wonder which design I would go with. Let's see. Smooth in the comments talking about stilettos pumps in the club. Get it, Jobo. The Ewings. Who wears Ewings? Oh my gosh.
I don't know what that is.
Y'all, forgive it. Nobody's out here. I don't think Patrick Ewing wears Patrick Ewings.
Oh.
I don't think his mama wears Ewings. I don't think anybody does. Things that require explanation. Other gifts that keep on giving. Let's talk about how the best job in the country is not current, but former college football coach. So we got some new tennis shoes. K-Swiss, love it. I haven't had a pair of K-Swiss in I don't know how long.
Remember those commercials? Those commercials were so catchy.
I haven't had K-Swiss since like middle school when I was doing walking around the hallways of my middle school with like a baby bottle and like 18 million hair scrunchies.
Was there a candy necklace involved? I feel like
there were candy necklaces involved. There were ring pops involved. There were fans for the bangs involved. Absolutely. Smack dab in the middle.
Not only are they comfortable, but I can wear them at work because they are all leather.
My leather's so soft. We hear you, Miss Williams.
See, we're all about the performance too. Maybe I need to try out some Kobe 4s. Maybe they are the shoes to wear to work, no matter what your job, not just the balling. Maybe now I need to come up, but it's going to cost you a grip for sure. NBA players themselves are having trouble getting their plugs and their connects to. Oh, okay. So y'all know, first of all, if this is your first show, if you've seen the movie Up, Annie is very much like the dog in the movie Up, where I will be on track and then I'll be like, squirrel. So if you are family and friends, I appreciate you. But if you are texting me during the show, it's noticeable because I'll be like, squirrel. And I'll be like, okay, who's sending me a text? Smooth producing the show in the comment section. I'm mid thought, and then I'm like, squirrel. So let's pause, have a squirrel moment, and show love to our host, Bunny, who's our regular ladies' night host of the Platform Sports Talk Show and regular co host for the other 3 Wednesdays of the month. She just had a new baby, Sanai Chipman, who is 9 pounds and 1 ounce.
Ooh.
I don't know about babies, but that sounds big.
Yeah, that's like a full 3 pounds heavier than Mia, so
That's like a kettlebell. Like that's like you can get in some serious lean muscle workout with that.
Bunny is a strong woman.
yeah.
Strong.
We celebrate you, Bonnie, demonstrating all the womanly strength in the world to give birth to new life. Love the names. Not yes, definitely need more Sanais on the planet. Love it. So
Bunny's the gift that keeps on giving, literally.
right,
Bunny's
motherhood, the gifts that keep on giving. It's very angelic when I do this.
it
Looks like an angel. And in case you're wondering, I've got my Clippers gear underneath here as well. So I am doing all of the sports teams for my all of the ones that cause me angst too. Let's be very clear about that.
Let me show you how my mind works real quick. We had 11 basketball call out, played by Sanaa Lathan. That was Monica Wright McCall. So Bunny's daughter is Sanaa. Then you're wearing Clippers, and literally Sanaa's character when she was a kid told Quincy, "Yo, daddy played for the worst team in the NBA, which was the Clippers in the movie." So I like how that all circled back to
All
what
comes
you're
back
wearing.
together.
Call out.
Full
That's not my
circle.
opinion. That was a script. That is not Sharita Washington's opinion.
Look, I ain't phased. I know it not to be true. I am celebrating, speaking of anniversaries, I am celebrating my 11th year as a Clippers fan this year. So happy anniversary, boos. I don't know why we've lost to the Pelicans twice. That don't make no damn sense. But other than that, I love you, boo. PG, keep doing what you do. I love you most. Hey. I ain't gonna do my full wine because it's before 9 p.m. So I'm just gonna keep it classy above the the screen line here. Y'all don't need to see what's going on down at the bottom. Just know. Let's see. Love the full circle moment. Absolutely, Sharita, bringing it home. Love you for it.
That's my contribution tonight.
You done after that, right?
11 years of party, bless your heart.
Yeah, we can ignore comments from Elizabeth Williams. She's a Lakers fan, so that has no standing on this show. Okay, so no, she's one of my best friends. But no, we will not do Clipper slander on the show. Also, if you are new to the show, here's the rundown. We do not slander Cowboys, Clippers, Tar Heels, Pirates, Penguins, Slam, Sounders, or I think that's it. That covers all of my teams.
All right, Annie, you made your list. You gonna check it twice? Anybody else you want to add to that?
Well, let me do it again. Cowboys, Clippers, Tar Heels, Pirates, Penguins, Slam, Sounders. Yep, there we go. No slander. Okay, it doesn't matter if my teams insist on breaking my heart. But yes, so back to my pre-squirrel moment. The gift that keeps on giving. Look, and I wouldn't even remember this if I didn't have the show rundown over here. But the best job in the country is a former college football coach. A new report showed that universities are still paying almost $500 million to coaches who no longer coach for their team. It's a job that you can do poorly, get fired, and they still pay you millions of dollars of tax dollars. I want to do a job where I get paid millions of dollars to go away. I don't know how to get one of them. If anybody has any ideas, drop them in the comments. Like I just want to show up, get a lot of hype, do poorly or be mediocre. I don't even have to do poorly. Just be average for like 3 years and then be like, all right, we're going to cut you about $10 million to walk away because I will walk away. These coaches are taking.
Working for the WWE, Annie. That might be
You said
your
who?
best. That's almost working for the WWE. That's like 70% of the roster. So that may be where you can land for that one.
That's what I need to do. So, based on what you have shared with us about the WWE, my next step would be find a character from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air to steal a name from.
True.
And then, do I have to be related to The Rock? Is that also a requirement? My stepmama's Samoan. Does that get me in the door? I'm trying to figure out how I can.
Considering The Rock's cousin did just get fired, I think it depends on how much he claimed you.
Look, I'm trying to get fired. I just want to get hired first. Ink a contract for millions and then get fired.
Stepmom will get you in the door.
Okay. I'm going to hit her up after the show and be like, look, Mom, I know it's really insensitive to think that people from all one culture or ethnicity know each other, but my black side doesn't know the black side of The Rock. Does your side know the Samoan side of The Rock? So Amy can get a WWE job, lose my first match, and get paid millions to walk away. I'll take an ass whooping for a couple $1 million. I have no pride about myself. I will go in there and lose. It can be fake. She can miss me with a flying heel kick. I'll still fall down on the ground. Like, I don't care. Look, anything that is student loan money or higher, we can have a conversation about it. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying let's talk. Have your people call my people.
If only we had Can We Talk queued up. We should have been ready for that.
Look, I mean, just Jodeci, just always. And Tevin Campbell. Like, just have both. Just come and talk to me. Can we talk? Just always good to just have like on deck. Lastly, in terms of the gifts that keep on giving, Jobo, what do you think about these MLB signings and these huge contracts, even as we maybe go into a lockout? And how do I get an MLB check? That's another good question.
Yeah, well, by 11 tonight, we'll definitely be in the lockout. 11 Eastern or whatever. But happy for all the players are getting paid. This doesn't happen that often. You've seen it the last couple of years, but you have guys like Marcus Semien getting 7 years, big money. Corey Seager, he got 10 years, $325 million. It's weird that it's a lot of teams.
Is he married?
He is, I think, like last year.
Is he happy?
He looks pretty happy. Anyways, but there's still a lot of big names out there that need to be signed that it'd probably be hard to get them signed right now, so they're going to have to wait till after the lockout. Who knows how long that's going to be, because right now it just sounds like the owners, they don't want to agree on anything the players have to say, and they're going to keep it that way, as long as they can, I guess, until the players start hurting, and then the players have to, fall to their knees and agree with what the owners are saying. So the owners are just greedy, but we know that already. So that's why a lot of these guys were wanting to go ahead and get paid before that happened. And again, it's weird that it's a lot of teams that aren't contenders, but we'll see what happens. But hopefully the Cardinals do something after the lockout, because it's been a lot of quiet crickets.
So do you have any information on what exactly do the players want? What won't the owners budge on? Like, for those who don't keep up with MLB, what would need to happen for us to avoid a lockout?
I mean, right now there's nothing that you can do to avoid it. They had their last meeting, quote unquote meeting today. Apparently it only lasted like 10-15 minutes and then they were done. I know one thing is, like, Max Scherzer today during his conference with signing with the Mets, he was saying that players, they want to be able to compete to the best of their ability against good teams and not just crap teams. So, like, sadly, I'm not trying to bring the Pirates down on you, but like the Pirates, the Orioles, and another team, I can't remember who, they're going to be, like, Max Scherzer is going to be making more than their entire team combined next year. Just for 1 year.
He deserves it.
Well, he does deserve it.
I mean, I don't know about the other teams, but he deserves to make more than the entire Pirates roster.
Well, Max Scherzer deserves it because he's 1-2 and starting pitchers in baseball right now, and has been for the last 10 years. But it's the fact that you have teams like the Orioles and the Pirates who don't try to sign anyone and don't try to compete just so that they can tank and get good draft picks who may or may not turn out to be something in 10 years. And it's a constant cycle of those same teams doing that over and over again. Contracts and just all kinds of stuff. Players, they want to be treated fairly. And then another thing that came out last night was that MLB was using 2 different types of baseballs last year. So, for an example, if it was a Red Sox-Yankees game on a Saturday night or Sunday night baseball, they would give the teams balls to use that would fly out of the ballpark easier. But if it was, the example I saw was like the Royals and the Twins, if they were playing on a Sunday, they're just going to give them balls that they're not going to fly out of the park. They're going to be, dead and as soon as they hit it, just because they think no one cares about those games. So that's another thing, players are pissed off about that as well.
Well, even if nobody else cares about you, Annie cares, particularly if you are an MLB player who just signed a new contract. Annie has a message for you. Cue it up, Smoooth.
Come and talk to me. I really wanna meet you. Can I talk to you?
Master.
Wanna know you. Come and talk to me.
Ball player.
Wanna
Look, I don't know their names. Just whoever got checks. Just hit your girl up. You know what, y'all? It may be Christmas time, but I still live in Florida. It's hot. So we got to do a layer off of Christmas. Hold on.
I will say, though, about this whole lockout thing is I said it, I guess, in our October ladies' night. It's my nightmare lockout, and it's happening. So who knows when they're gonna play again. They'll probably be as close as possible to spring training, and then all these other big names like Carlos Correa, Nick Castellanos, and etc. They're gonna have to hurry up and rush to either sign with the team or possibly start 2022 without a team until someone signs them. So it's just crappy. Baseball's in a very, very bad state right now. I'm happy for the guys that are getting paid, but it's just the game's just not in a good place.
Yeah. I think what will happen is we'll get to the start of the season. The fans worldwide will be devastated that there's no Pirates baseball on TV. Look, Elizabeth, you too clever. I love it. If we can get Shorty swinging my way, look, we're going to have to start the After Dark pre 9 p.m.
Playlist for y'all.
But as I was saying, the country's just going to be so devastated that there will be no Pirates baseball on TV, that they will demand that the owners end the lockout and return Pirates baseball to all of us.
Always swing my way. Sure look good to me. Now would you please swing my way?
Sure, something get my way. All right.
Thing I will say about baseball, though, is it kind of reminds me of probably about 3 or 4 years ago now. There was a lot of players that weren't signing until pretty much opening day. Like, we signed one of the best closers at that time on opening day, and he was complete ass that year. And I do think that absolutely messed with his routine of getting ready and this and that. So I'm just hoping that doesn't happen to a lot of players next year because, obviously they got to get paid, and that could affect their numbers.
Well, that's one good thing about the Pirates is that there will be absolutely no decline in performance if the season goes into a lockout and they can't start on top.
And they still got a couple good names, but yeah, they're not going anywhere.
So our next holiday topic is about miracles. So many holidays that are celebrating during this time of year are celebrating miracles, the unexpected, blessings upon blessings on blessings that have happened and their faith tradition. So ladies, for you, what do you think was a sports miracle that occurred in 2021 or something that happened that you didn't expect?
This one I couldn't really think. Like I had, I'll use the one that I'm not going to say for my feel-good stories, and I would say the Braves, the Atlanta Braves winning the World Series because they lost Ronald Acuna Jr., one of the best players in the game. They lost Michael Soroka, he's one of the best pitchers in the game. Like they were just all kinds of stuff. They were just in trouble. really early on, and they were never. I don't think they were ever better than 500 until August, and they came and conquered and won the whole damn thing. So yeah, that's definitely a miracle in itself, right there.
Awesome. Love it. Sharita, any sports miracles happen in the sports or sports adjacent world?
The fact that Edge came back and he's still wrestling, I'm definitely gonna say that Edge was the miracle we kind of needed on WWE. Another honorable mention though is WrestleMania. I don't want to say we didn't see it coming because we saw the ramp up of Bianca Belair's career. We knew Sasha Banks had what it takes to be amazing. They'd already been there, but to see two Black women headline WrestleMania, I say that's a miracle, not even just for those two superstars, but anyone who started watching wrestling like back in the day, you would have never guessed two Black women, two females, probably when we saw Charlotte and Becky face off each other. But those two individuals, you kind of never thought they were going to get the recognition they deserve for their talent, and they got it on the grandest stage of them all. So I would say Edge is coming back and sustaining a career, like not just a one match and done match, and then also Bianca and Sasha for WrestleMania.
Awesome. Um, so my miracle of 2021 begins with a confession. These are my confessions. Squirrel. So I pulled like an oblique. I don't really know where an oblique is. I'm guessing it's in this general area here. Trying to bend over and pick up a quarter that I saw on the ground. And I don't turn 40 for another 4 months. Tom Brady is out here at 44 years old, like MVP level playing quarterback, getting hit, practicing, lifting, has his team. I mean, the NFC is kind of crowded, so it's hard to say who's on top besides the Cowboys. But he has his team in position to potentially be back-to-back NFL champions at 44 years old, while Annie hurts herself diving for loose change. So that is my sports miracle. Oh, we got another miracle joining us. Hey, Mia. Hey, sweetheart. See, it's still a family show. We got another 22 minutes. Right? Hey, Mia. Welcome. We already talked about another platform sports talk show miracle with Bunny delivering her baby. So speaking of miracles, what miracles do we need to happen, or do sports teams or sports leagues need to happen other than the pending baseball lockout, doom and gloom? Any sports miracles that you need to see?
Annie, you kick it off first.
All right. My sports miracle is I don't wish ill on nobody. So Mike McCarthy, wish you a speedy recovery from COVID. But if you decide that that experience was traumatic and you want to take the rest of the season off, no Cowboys fans will blame you. Okay. It would be okay if you decided, coaching just, it's just not the move for you for the rest of this season. That's all right. We will, let Quinn stay with the defense. We'll have Young Buck. I'm forgetting his name, even though I curse it on Sundays. Continue to be the offensive coordinator. I don't think we really need a head coach, right? I think it would be a welcomed miracle for NFL teams to see how teams function without a head coach at all, because that would be very much appreciated. So that would be my team that needs a sports miracle. I would have said the Pelicans, except it seems as though every time they lace up against the Clippers, they suddenly find themselves. So because they was going to need one with Zion being sometimey with his injuries and his too big for his own feet self. But nah, they seem to become rejuvenated whenever they play the Clippers. So those are the sports miracles that I'm hoping for. I'm also hoping, speaking of not wishing ill on people, but hoping that the deity of your choice brings a moment of enlightenment to people. If Coach K just decides he really doesn't want a farewell tour and that he would just like to walk away from Duke now after that loss they just took against Ohio State, I would be fine with that as well.
I
So
would not, but that's cool.
you do not have to be against me.
We just happen to like opposing things. I think that's just where we're at in our friendship.
No, anybody who likes Duke, it's a choice. It's not a I happen to. It's a choice.
No, I'm
He's
saying
chosen the side of evil.
we dislike the same. Like we
No.
haven't dislike things. I like Coach K on purpose. I'm not intentionally going against you, but that's
Look,
just hard spell.
if there's anybody that I am certain has not been a good boy, it is Coach K.
But that's none of your business.
I'm making my business. Okay. I have made that man's life my business. So let's talk about our next sports topic, which is the holidays are about who's naughty or nice. Let's start with our naughty list. So even though I'm sure the last platform sports talk show talked about the hold me back moment for LeBron James, well, between the Lakers and the Detroit Pistons, and the fight that never was. I still like to talk about fighting, so we're going to talk about it 2 weeks in a row. So, how many of you saw the bench clearing video?
I didn't. I just saw a picture of a guy with like a bloody face, and then I saw that LeBron was suspended. So I have no idea what happened.
What happened was LeBron gave somebody a little love tap in the paint after a missed free throw. Young Buck took it the wrong way, decided he wanted all the smoke, so much so that he did the whole, I don't know if you had these people when you've seen your own fights who like started walking away and said, no, I'm cool. No, man, I got it. No, for real, I'm chill. Boom, and then tried to like make a quick turn and then run after LeBron. Other good moments from the fight were, okay, obviously Carmelo Anthony's about that life. Obviously, because not only did Duke try to make a comeback, he then gets escorted into the tunnel, Lord, my St. Louis accent, into the tunnel, tries to sprint like he's going to sprint the entire like Staples Center to come back around the other end, and all you got is footage of Carmelo Anthony standing at the other entrance house on he ain't gonna come through here. He ain't coming through this way. No, don't even worry about it. Like telling security, like stand back. He got the whole entrance by himself. Other key moments from the clip were Russell Westbrook, who, again, obviously about that life, being from LA, but his stance was kind of like a very like 30s boxer kind of. It was kind of, yeah, it wasn't
Old
it wasn't
school.
this. It was more like put him up. So that was what he was on. I still don't want to be hit by him. Because he's just, if Russell Westbrook fights the way he plays basketball, he is not quitting until everybody dies. Okay, so he may not be good at this, but he's gonna give it 100%. So ladies, having played sports, having watched sports, wrestling does not count for this particular category. But do you have your own? Well, because the theme is to fight. Okay, we're looking at fighting where it doesn't belong. Do you have your own bench clearing stories from your sports playing days, or just want to tell us about how you became a certified member of the hands community?
I can't think of one, but I wish I had one.
No bench clearing stories from softball? I would think someone would take a pitch in an oblique, which we've now decided is somewhere around this area here. Someone take a pitch to the oblique and the bench has got to clear out.
Not in high school. Yeah, not really. And then, like, I know our coach in high school, she got tossed, and the umpire, like, she was going off, and the umpire made sure that she had to leave the gated area where the field was at and go sit by the bus, and she always had a little stool with her, so she folded it up, stomped over to the bus, and slammed the little stool down, and just sat there like this for the rest of the game. But other than that, like, I can't think of a benches clearing thing that I was a part of.
Okay.
I will say high school soccer. I almost got into it with a girl. Who was that? I can't. I can't even remember the school, but this girl was like 10 times bigger than me, pushing me around and stuff. And it was like me and a couple other girls on our team were about to throw hands, but we didn't, thank God. So
That's so nice. That's so
it would have
nice.
been fun, But like I said,
Absolutely.
she's a little bit bigger than me, so yeah.
Absolutely. Now I get it. Okay. So I'm gonna tell y'all a little secret. Don't repeat this. Okay. But
We ain't live or anything.
no, but don't repeat this.
Gosh,
Right. But don't repeat this. I am 5'4" in real life. Okay, I know.
What do you mean in real life?
Look, it seems ridiculous because I have 6 foot energy, right? I carry myself like a person with a stature of 6 feet. Unfortunately, Jesus stopped me 8 inches shy of the goal. So that being said, despite playing women's tackle football, I am still often one of the shortest people. I'm like the third shortest person on my team. And so people always think they want it with me because I'm on the line and I'm short. It's the little people you got to watch out for, though. I don't know how to tell. It's like running backs under 5'9" in the NFL. Those are the ones you don't want it with. All my life, I had to fight. You think I'm scared to take on a block in these trenches? Bruh, you don't want, and like, I'm eye high to your thighs. That's what I'm pushing. I ain't trying to stand up and square up with your pads. For who, for what? I'll push your thighs right to the side, get in the backfield, do what needs to be done. So people be messing with me because I'm 5'4". Now, have I had to fight somebody? I was almost about to fight somebody, but it has nothing to do with me because I don't play angry. Like people will like call me names, yell at me, curse at me, all the other stuff. I think it's funny most of the time. But someone tried to come for one of my outside linebackers in a flag football game. Um, so yeah, so I had to go over there and just be like, look, she's more valuable to our actual defense for our real football. So if you gonna get it with somebody, you're gonna have to get it with me. So we gonna leave her alone, but we can do this. And the referees were not trying to do anything because flag football referees are garbage. So they weren't trying to do nothing. But fortunately, I didn't have to do anything that day. But one of my teammates jumped somebody on another team later on. So a fight was had. It just wasn't me. I was the warm up. Smoooth talked about talked about Aaron Donald is considered short at 6'1". Yes. But he is a solid 6'1". That's all I'm gonna say before 9 p.m. He's a solid 6'1". Jobo, I think we got some comments. You mind sharing with us what the people are talking about in terms of their own clearing the bench moments?
Yeah, well, Elizabeth said that Russell squared up like the LA native that he is, and I know we had. Yeah, there we go. Miss Williams said it was a pretty hard elbow, but it looked unintentional. I think the only reason LeBron was suspended was to placate the Pistons. So
Absolutely. I don't think so. LeBron got suspended for 1 game. The other player got suspended for 3. I don't think LeBron should have got suspended, but you can't just not do anything to him. But he was definitely not trying to fight. Now, here's the thing. I think people let the bougie fool them. Okay. LeBron's come up is recent. Don't forget this dude is from Akron, Ohio, and came up with nothing. So I don't think people want it with LeBron the way that they think that they do. I think he's a certified member of the hands community. He may have he just may be like an emeritus member at this point because he makes too much money to like get in any actual violence and trouble. But I mean, he was, not really trying to fight the dude because why? We grown and these are charges now at our ages.
was
But
that
also he has
first
too much to lose and the
suspension?
other guy does not. Would
Was
you
that
say,
his first
Jobo?
suspension? No, not again. Was that his first suspension in NBA?
I think it was. I honestly
I
don't
feel like I
know.
saw
Maybe
something.
Smooth. Yeah, Smooth says
Yeah.
yes. His first suspension.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
yeah,
I'm
you
not
think
like
I'm
the
gonna lose
biggest
millions over
LeBron
you?
fan,
I don't
but
know.
yeah, like I'm not like the biggest LeBron fan, but I mean, if you've been in the league that long and then you had something to do with the brawl, you gotta make an example out of them too, So
I don't, because the way old boy wanted it, he should have got it. I'd have been like, all right, let's just clear the floor. If you feeling froggy, go ahead and leave. So,
Anytime you say frog,
anybody
I'm
else?
thinking of that Christmas song.
Yes, let's cue the Christmas song back up by Froggy Fresh. Absolutely. Let's get to about item number 7. I think is where like Annie's favorite Christmas items in that song happen. Just throwing it out there in case anybody wants to cue it up. Anybody else on your naughty list?
All right, well, I had some people written down. So like naughty, we already talked about it, but just MLB owners, okay? Because I'm just annoyed by them. But also Marcelo Ozuna. I don't know if you guys have heard the story about that at all. But pretty much he was suspended not suspended last year. He's going to be suspended for 20 games, 2022. But he just signed a new contract with the Braves, and then there was video of him with his hand around his wife's throat and this and that. So he's gonna be suspended for 20 games for that. And it's just that stuff happens all over all sports, and it's just annoying.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And he only got 20 games for that, but then you have people that like I agree that I disagree you shouldn't be taking steroids, but you have people that do something like that, or in the minor leagues you had someone who smoked weed once and they get suspended for however many games, but then this guy is abusing his wife and he only gets 20 games and he's still going to get paid, so it's just a little messed up.
Yeah, as we've talked about many times on this show, violence against women just doesn't get taken seriously in sports and sports entertainment at all. So definitely feeling that. So
we'll see how his teammates bring him back, though. I know a lot of times teammates, they don't even want those guys on the team after that. So we'll see how, we'll see what happens after those 20 games next year.
Maybe somebody who is in a happy marriage can like throw a pitch at his oblique.
I'm sure he'll get hit. I'm sure he'll get hit for sure. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen with that.
All right. So we've talked about our naughty. What about our nice? What are our feel-good stories from the sports world?
You can go first, Rita.
Yeah, I didn't do my. I don't have a nice person. I had a naughty. So we'll circle back to me.
Oh, who's your naughty? Let's finish up with naughty.
I'm gonna have to give it to Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins.
So for the people who are not familiar, who are we talking about?
I'm getting there. I got you. Basically, they're two of the wrestlers with WWE. So Kevin Owens, he goes back and forth on being a not so bad guy to being an extreme asshole. So he's never a face. He's never the good guy, at least not for long. But I would say he gets kudos on being the bad guy because he had a pretty good streak of being somewhat trustworthy in the locker room. And something happened during a match between him and Universal Champion Big E. And basically, Seth Rollins jumped in, took advantage of Big E in the situation, and Kevin almost benefited from that. Big E thought they planned it or thought Kevin was going to take advantage of the fact that he got hit on the side. And Kevin spent the next 2 or 3 weeks trying to prove that he was a good guy and then just flipped it on everybody and basically literally flipped the F out. He walked away from tag team matches, which means he let his team in Survivor Series be short one man during one of the most important pay-per-views of the year. And then honestly,
can you fight a tag team match with just one person if you want to?
The tag team match, to give true context, thanks for calling that out, it was supposed to be 5-on-5, brand versus brand, and he left the match at the beginning, so it was 4-on-5 from jump. And then from that point forward, he just started attacking people left and right. And if anybody is aware or wants to be aware of Kevin's, he has a move that basically he'll lift you in the air and he'll slam you against the side of the ring. And there's a storyline where he almost debilitated his best friend when he turned on him with that move. So he came after Big E with it. He's just a sellable bad guy. So I got to give him the award of naughtiest guy of the year. And Seth Rollins just does it so freaking well. The only thing I would not give Seth the kudos on is his recent wardrobe. But the Seth Rollins strip is kind of evaporating, but that long streak of being a bad guy, it looks so good on him. And I'm glad it's rubbing off on Becky too. So those are my naughty lists. Don't have too many nice ones. I would say if I had to pick somebody, probably Big E, just because he a Black superstar who deserves to have the crown that he's got right now. So I think if I had to pick, the New Day as a whole are finally getting a little bit more respect in the locker room. So I would definitely jump into that one.
Speaking of naughty wardrobe choices, if you haven't already, Google Kyle Kuzma sweater. You're welcome. So I don't even know about like brand on brand. And what's the last, like, in terms of like group, not just tag teams, was it NWA, New Generation X, Next Generation Next? Who was those people? Yeah, that's it. That's the last like group of people I've ever seen wrestle. Are those still people? Do they still make D-Generation X's?
They no longer wrestle. I would say Triple H is one we talked about. He's married to Stephanie, so he's running the show behind the scenes. Badass Billy Gunn and Road Dogg. Billy Gunn went to AEW-ish, I believe. Road Dogg is behind the scenes as an executor as well. You know, you can't let your friends not eat. So Triple H made sure everybody who stayed with WWE had jobs. And basically, Shawn Michaels is Mr. WrestleMania still, and he hasn't done a WrestleMania in years, but he's basically just kind of touch and go here and there. So once upon a time, 100% the rulers after, I would say, NWO, but definitely worth mentioning for All-Star Forever Naughty List if you want to throw them out there.
Shawn Michaels is still in the league? And by in the league, I mean alive?
Yeah, he definitely is.
Good for him. I had a crush on him. He was definitely my crush before Stone Cold Steve Austin. Jobo, I think we got some comments. Let us know what the people are thinking.
I was muted. Sorry, guys. Stanton was commenting underneath the platform page. He said, "Hello, ladies. I agree with Sharita. KO is definitely great at portraying his character." That's one. Miss Williams said, "Reminds me of Crusher Blackwell." And Crusher Body Slander reported once who asked him, "Really, isn't it all fake?" Foolish question. You probably shouldn't ask those guys those questions.
Probably shouldn't.
Cuz sweater is a violation on multiple levels.
Yes, it is. That is definitely the top of the naughty list is Kyle Kuzma sweater. Who's on your nice list? What are your feel-good stories?
I have a feel-good story, and it's funny because I keep going back to baseball, but that's just me. But
Go for it.
Nice story for baseball this year was the Seattle Mariners. They haven't made the playoffs in 20 years, which that's the longest drought in any Northern American sport, and they got their fans excited this year. It came down to the last game of the year. The place was completely packed, and it was really fun to watch. All of America, if you like baseball, they were definitely rooting for them. And I think they're going to be really good next year. So that was one of my favorite sports stories this year. That made me feel good.
Awesome. Sharita, did you have another nice?
Nah, I'm gonna leave it at the New Day. I'm gonna let them get their glory. I won't compare them to anybody else. Like what happens to them.
I think Miss Williams has another wrestling comment there. If you want to round out, just do the comeback and the full circle for your story.
Yeah, it looks like Crusher was known for bashing himself in the head with chairs. There was somebody else who did that. So apparently
Mankind.
No, I think he just jumped onto beds of nails and tacks more often.
I don't know who this Crusher is. Is he a Risk It All?
He seems to be not recent, so I would not say for me. Maybe for somebody this time.
Has he been a good boy?
None of my business.
My feel-good story was released today. So Steph Curry sorry, I just had a squirrel moment. See, this is what happens when things come to me during the show. Steph Curry recently signed UConn women's basketball player Ozzie Fudd to a somewhat not limitless, but like an unstructured NIL name, image, likeness contract under his brand SC30. meaning that she's not being paid for any one particular thing, like not one particular promotion. She's just basically on the payroll, going to market a lot of his, different products and things that he has for his different sports lines. And also, like, it comes with a mentorship. He's also just going to like mentor her in terms of sports and also building her own brand. So as always, the babyface assassin can do no wrong. And he's also one of my feel good stories of the year. So lots of women out here getting the NIL money. Paige Bugers also became the first college athlete to sign a deal with Gatorade under the new name, image, likeness rules. So good move, Gatorade, for having your first college athlete signing be a woman. Love that. So Gatorade is also now on my feel good story of the year. So those are all of my feel good moments. I think we've got some stuff in the comments. Jobo.
So this is from Stanton. Said the Chicago Skies championship win. I also liked Candace Parker's recent interview for his feel good moments, assuming. And then Miss Williams said he's very old school 70s. Oh, same era as Ric Flair, the woo man himself.
Oh, that's the Crusher people. Ric Flair still in the league? By still in the league, I mean alive.
Yes, he is.
Okay. Yeah. Good for you, Ric Flair. Every wrestler, I have to ask, are you still in the league? Because I just never know.
It's a fair question.
It is a fair question.
I feel like they all make appearances again here and there.
They be running out that money. They got to come in they need those special appearance checks. Okay. Look, I ain't mad at it. I told y'all my goal in 2022. I know we're doing like resolutions and stuff in the next show, but I'm just giving y'all a heads up. My goal for 2022 is to become a former college football coach or a former college football coach's wife. Or a former college football coach's divorcee. I'm okay. Or a former college football coach's mistress. I'm just really open to this whole situation. Just reach out to me. Have your people call my people. Let's work something out. But what were we saying, Jobo?
Stan, he said, "Good for you, Ric Flair," with a laughing emoji.
Oh, for being alive? Yes. Good for you for being alive. Well done, sir.
For Ric Flair, he's put his body through a lot, in and outside of the ring. Someone check on his kidney.
Right. Someone check on it. If you know Ric Flair, check on him. Make sure he's okay. So our next topic, as we finish our last hour of 2021 on Ladies' Night, the holidays are about Krampus or sports Grinches. So, who have been some Grinches in the sports world during 2021? Maybe ruined a sports moment, ruined a team, ruined the dream. Any sports Grinches?
Going back to baseball, man.
Are you still on the owners? Is that going to be, first of all, if this is true, then let's make it a whole bit. Will your answer for every prompt for the remainder of the show be MLB owners? Because we can really make this.
If it has something to do with being negative, then yeah. Like, I was showering and my husband came in. He's like, "Bad news." Told me about it, and then it sounded like it was good, and so I'm bummed. Like, when's it gonna come back? You don't understand, guys. Baseball is like 50% of my life. It used to
What's
be
the other 50%? Is it Mia? Let's see what is the pie of Jobo's life? 50% sports. Then what are we doing with the other 50? What rounds this out?
Brendan and Mia, and then that's probably like 50-50, but I have to throw like another thing in there. I'm a big nerd and I like comic books and those type of things. So that's me. Oh, and
beer or camouflage?
Beer.
Look, I don't know what people are into. Okay, there you go.
Those AB products.
Love it.
There we go. But yeah,
love it.
That's me in a nutshell.
Love it. So speaking of baseball Grinches,
Smooth, to answer your question in our chat, I'm a DC gal. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm definitely gonna go see that new Spider-Man movie in theaters, and I'll probably be our first date. What?
I just don't even understand people who prefer DC to Marvel. Like, who hurt you? And why is Batman your king?
First off, DC's the superior. Okay, we're talking. Who's gonna take down Superman?
Batman, apparently. Didn't he like create the cheat code to everybody in the Justice League, and so he could beat them?
Kryptonite could take him out unless Superman's wearing a lead suit. Boom, there you go. Other than that, then Superman's gonna be anyone. He's gonna be anyone. Okay, I'm just saying. We can talk about this all day, baby. Okay, like let me.
We can. I mean, since we are a sports adjacent show, and we talk about other people in costumes fighting each other, i.e., WWE, we can certainly talk about DC and Marvel. Yes. I'm just saying. I think
a glowing rock from his home planet, Stanton. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, and let me tell you, DC has taken multiple ideas of characters that were created in the 30s and 40s and 50s by DC, and now people just like Marvel better because they can make a better movie than DC.
And they just have better character. Like, any team that has Batman on it is already just you out. What are we doing here? I do not understand the whole Batman.
You understand that Iron Man is Batman? They're both billionaires with tech.
No, because one. No, because one, Iron Man. First of all, Iron Man doesn't dress up in spandex and go fight the mentally ill of his city. So Iron Man fights like people from other galaxies. Batman fights people released from the local insane asylum. Then he like kidnaps a little boy and turns him into a child soldier. That's what Robin is. And he's like, I want to save this one city, makes enough money to actually like systemically solve Gotham's problems, but instead chooses to spend it on expensive spandex to go beat up on people who like collect social security checks. Like, I don't understand. That is not what Iron Man does. Iron Man fights like things we can't take care of. What? Batman fights my clients. Batman fights my clients. Iron Man fights things we can't see and touch with the naked eye, and he does intergalactic stuff.
You know that Batman does that with the Justice League, and Iron Man does that with the Avengers. It's the same thing.
No, because Batman fights intergalactic stuff only when the rest of the Justice League comes. When Batman is left to his own devices, he roams the inner city and beats up on people from a mental institution, and took in an orphan and made him a child soldier.
After the Avengers save the world, what does he do?
Who, Iron Man?
What does he do after he's done?
He dies.
Okay, he's gone. Boom. Batman's still living.
Yeah, still living to beat up the formerly incarcerated and the mentally incapacitated. We celebrating this? What are we doing, Joe? What are we doing? That man's still in the league. He's still beating up formerly incarcerated adults. He's still beating up people collecting checks from the state. What are we doing here?
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna flip.
And y'all let him be your leader. That's the part that makes me upset. Not only is this dude like, Sharita's like, how ain't he turned Batman into Trump? He's worse because he's putting this on some other kid too. He took an orphan and turned him into a child soldier. Okay, if we was in a country in Africa, this would be problematic.
That thing. Robin had no family.
But he turned him into a child soldier, fam. He didn't just take him in out of the kindness of his heart. He weaponized that man's trauma. Why are we okay with this? Okay, Batman is a white. Batman is if Boko Haram and Jeff Bezos had a baby.
Oh, what does Jeff do to you?
No, I love Jeff. I'm just saying, Jeff has life-changing money and instead takes roller coaster rides into space. Now, let's be fair. I fund a lot of those. Speaking of holiday presents,
like a dick. So let's step it up a little bit.
I'm just saying. How is Batman your king?
Robin,
Anyways,
too.
I think the people are weighing in. Joe Bo, let us know what the
Saying
people
that
think about
is-
Batman and Iron Man.
That's a low comment right there. I'm just gonna say that.
What happened? Share it with the people.
It said Batman and Robin's weakness are two-parent household. Okay, I'm done. That's fucked.
No,
I'm
Batman's
sorry,
weakness
bro.
is an alley after a movie with his parents.
There's plenty of other guys out there that I can say that are better, like the Flash. The Flash.
So Usain Bolt.
Don't even. We're done with this topic.
I'm just trying to figure out. We got.
DC.
He runs fast.
That's all I'm gonna say. DC was created in the 30s, and Marvel well after that, and Marvel has taken multiple ideas from DC. I have this conversation.
Did them
with my
better.
husband
I ain't mad at it.
Once a week, at least once a week, at the very least.
Ooh, so apparently I played Grinch to Joe
Yeah,
Bo.
you're on my naughty list.
played
now.
Grinch
I'm
to
on Joe Bo's naughty list because I do not support a wealthy man turning children into child soldiers and
That's
beating
one
up.
person you're talking about.
He only made one child soldier.
Exactly.
Well, no, he's done multiple Robins. I'm just saying, you're talking about one
He made multiple
person in the DC
He made
universe.
multiple child
What about
soldiers.
Wonder Woman?
Again, Boko Haram, Bill Gates. Does that work better instead of Jeff? I don't want to come
Yes.
from your employer.
I don't indirectly work for Bill Gates, so that's
Okay.
fine.
Bill Gates and Boko Haram equals Batman. And an iPhone and a butler. So
So we gonna skip Lucius Fox?
what's that we're gonna do? Who now?
You don't know who? All right, see, you can't talk anymore. You don't know who.
I didn't hear what you said.
Next.
Fox.
What?
Are we skipping Lucius Fox?
Oh, no. Hey, sweetheart. Where's my niece? No, why you mute when my niece come in the room? You so rude. You on my naughty list. Hey, Carmen. All the babies joining the show. So other Grinches, other than MLB owners,
And Annie.
Annie, Batman. Speaking of other baseball Grinches, I think if they do not let Barry Bonds into the Hall of Fame, and this is his last time on the regular ballot before he would have to go in on like a legacy ballot later on, then I think MLB is being some Grinches. That man had a Hall of Fame career before anything was ever done in terms of steroids. You praised two people who weren't good or as good, and who's the redheaded St. Louis guy? Mark McGwire. And who's the light skinned one? Sammy Sosa.
It's sad we had to call him the light skinned one.
The new light skinned one.
Like, pasty as hell.
Right, the pasty one. For having the summer of home runs or whatever. And just because Barry did it better, now people got a problem with it. So he's a Hall of Famer.
I think people had a problem with it when it was going on. But yeah. I already said my thing about Barry Bonds last week. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen either. So last year he only had
all kinds of people.
Yeah. So you have to get to 75% of the ballots. Voters can only put 10 people on their ballot. And last year he was at 61.8%. So he would have to jump like a whole 13% in a single year, which is very unlikely. So I am preemptively calling MLB Hall of Fame voters Grinches.
A lot of people don't even take the Hall of Fame serious anymore just because there's people getting in that don't even have the numbers to back it up. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, whenever Molina's in there, it's going to be amazing and awesome, but there's some people that just should not be in there, but it is what it is.
Right. My last on my list of Grinches, in case you all have any more, was speaking of college football coaches. These are not ones that I would want to marry. Annie only wants to marry former NFL coaches. Former college coaches. But we've seen two major moves in college football. Lincoln Riley, former coach of Oklahoma, after that embarrassing loss to Oklahoma State. Not really embarrassing since Oklahoma was ranked number 5, but embarrassing in terms of your Oklahoma. You should be Oklahoma State. In the game itself, there was some embarrassment there. Leaves Oklahoma to coach USC. And we have Brian Kelly leaving formerly in the NFL. Now leaving Notre Dame to go to LSU. It will not be the same to hear anybody other than Coach Cookie Monster say go Tigers. But Coach Cookie Monster had to get about the paint because he was allowing some treacherous happenings and engaging in some on his own. So one of the hottest jobs in college sports came open, and Brian Kelly said, yoink. Word get out before he even announced it to his team. His players had already started sharing amongst themselves. He sends them a text late at night saying, men, we're having a meeting in the morning. They get to the meeting. The meeting lasts a total of 7 minutes. And it's just basically him saying what they've stayed up all night reading in tweets and social media. First of all, you a Grinch for calling a 7-minute meeting. Bruh, I already read this. I don't know you like that to need to come see you in person for 7 minutes for you to tell me that you quitting. So there's that. Both of them were kind of shady because when asked about other openings, we're trying to be slick about it. For example, Lincoln Riley said, I unequivocally am not going to LSU. Wink, wink. He meant he was going to USC. So we talked about this last time, how dudes be thinking they slick. Like, I didn't call her because she called me. I ain't going to LSU because I'm going to USC. So he was on some slick shit. But all in all, as much as people talk about or lament the college transfer portal, athletes, leaving or choosing schools based on NIL, potential money, all this other stuff, we don't give coaches the same attitude about it. For reasons we won't get into on this show, but if you want to holler at me, hit me up later. But I think it's pretty evident as to why we don't give coaches the same shade whenever they go into these kids' homes and say, like, look, come play for me. I'm going to develop you into a young man. I'm going to get you to the league, yada, yada, yada. And then before the season is officially over, because both teams have bowl games ahead of them, be like, look, I'm out, deuces. You can't go into somebody's home, tell them you're about to be a father figure, and then be like, all right, daddy's got to go. What kind of 2 a.m. run to the gas station for cigarettes is that? So to me, these college football coaches are Grinches. Ladies, have you been up on this situation? Any thoughts? Sharita, you're on mute.
Thank you. No, I haven't been up on that one.
So one of the things that people have mentioned is that Notre Dame is one of the schools all the schools will say publicly that they have academic requirements and their students are in academic good standing. Notre Dame is seriously about that life. All of their students do have to actually attend real courses. They have to pass calculus in their freshman year or their first year. They have to maintain a high GPA at a highly ranked, academically rigorous school. And now he's going to LSU, where 2 years ago when they won the national championship, Odell Beckham Jr. was on the field dapping people up with hundreds in his palm. There's not the same commitment to the student part of the student athlete at LSU as there is at Notre Dame. As there is at Notre Dame. Same thing with Lincoln Riley. How much NIL money are people really getting in the middle of Oklahoma versus being able to go to LA? And what you can promise, people who get signed to your team, even if you can't promise them playing time, right? Let's say you've got a quarterback, he's going to be your starter. You don't want the next guy up going to another school. You can just be like, look, you can still get in on this NIL money more in LA. And then hang around here for a year and then wait for, this dude to go to the NFL and then take your spot. So they have moved on to better coaching advantages, but do you all think that geography, academic rigor, NIL money, that any of that plays a role in where college coaches will decide to go in the future?
I mean, geography and money, absolutely. I don't have the sports background to know how much coaches really care about how well you're doing in school. My experience from the limited interaction I've had are I've seen some shit go down where people knew people weren't passing and they made some shit work and just so they could play. So just based off of that limited interaction, I would say maybe primarily from the geography of where it's at and the money that's going to follow. I'm not sure if coaches, although they should, I'm not sure how invested they are and how well their student athletes are doing outside of being athletes. I'm not sure.
So, ladies, in terms of salary, would you rather live like a queen in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma, or be on that roommate, bunk beds, and food stamps life in LA? I don't know if assistant coaches actually make so little that they get food stamps, but a lot of their assistant coaches do have like roommate situations if they want to stay actually in LA. So would you rather live like a queen in middle of nowhere America or be on that roommate doubling up life in a city like Los Angeles? Which would you do for a job?
I'm gonna live like a queen.
You would rather live like a queen in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear me, but yeah, that's what I would do because human beings are terrible, and the less I see of other humans, I'm
Yes.
happy. So that's what
Like
I would
that,
do.
man.
And if I'm living like a queen, then I could just like take a private jet to baseball games and stuff. So I'll be good.
I'm from the middle of nowhere, so if you just add living like a queen to it, I'll be fine.
Okay. That's right. You are from the middle of nowhere.
Mm.
Um, I still don't know exactly where I know you said a name of a town, but that ain't sound like no name of a place to me. Does it have a dot on the map? You got a dot? Are you from a dot?
I'm from a dot,
You from a dot? Okay.
not a star on the map. A dot.
Okay. Not a star, but a dot. That's still good living. All right. So our second to last topic is just kind of our grab bag. The holidays are about stocking stuffers. I got my stocking. I'm not going to do this in the right direction, but I think it's here. Oh, you thought I said thought for instead of what? Stocking stuffers? What the thought stuffers? Stocking thoughts? Oh, from a thought.
Wow. How did you even catch that? Are you listening to us?
Right. Like, what is happening? Y'all, in case you don't know, our producer actually listens to the show. Which surprises the heck out of me because y'all see, I barely listen to the show, and I'm the one who's supposed to be doing the show rundown. So for our stocking stuffers, it's just kind of a grab bag, ladies. So, what are the other topics we are thinking about? Let me kick it off with NBA Christmas games. So, even for casual NBA fans, Christmas Day, like Thanksgiving football, may be a day that you tune in, even if you haven't been following the teams all year. Some say that the NBA season doesn't really start until Christmas Day. This year's slate probably is not as good as they thought it was going to be when they created it, given how some of the teams that were in the playoffs last year, went deep into the playoffs last year, are not doing as well now. So some of these games are going to, if you have your Thanksgiving, or not your Thanksgiving, your Christmas meal early, you might be asleep by some of these games. But no doubt the most exciting game on the slate is going to be round three of three of the Warriors Suns. So you got light skin versus light skin with Devin Booker versus Steph Curry. If you into dark meat, you've got DeAndre Ayton versus Draymond Green down in the paint. We got a little something for everybody on the Christmas Day. When the Suns go against the Warriors, my hope is that my husband will be back for that game. That would be a Christmas treat for me. He's been sitting around the house just so sad about this recovery. And I try to, pick up his spirits a little bit. Y'all really wish Klay Thompson lived with me. That would be dope. But are there any other games on the NBA slate that stand out to you? Or if you're a casual fan, does the NBA slate of games become either must watch or might watch TV for you at the holidays? Let me know.
I'll be honest, I never realized that there were NBA games on Christmas. So,
All right, so Sharita's kicked off the show. Next up, Jobo. Did you at least know that the NBA plays games on Christmas Day? Oh, wait, you're muted.
Yeah.
Still muted. Nope. Okay. Miss Williams agrees that Warriors and Suns definitely should be a good game. Smooth thinks that because you were married, Sharita, that man probably watched basketball and that you probably watched it with him.
Yeah, that correlation is like 2 + 2 = pencil.
Look, I was trying to see what that meant. Like, okay.
Don't ignore it. Like that. Okay, sure.
Miss Williams says she's aware of them, but don't always remember to watch. I think this year, if you're going to make an appointment to watch on Christmas Day, definitely want to tune into that Suns Warriors game. Again, it may be the return of my husband, Klay Thompson. But it's going to be a fun one to watch. They're going to play. They played last night with a somewhat dominant win, at least a convincing win by the Suns over the Warriors. Steph Curry had his worst shooting night of the season, only scoring 12 points last night. They meet again, I believe, on Friday. And then their round 3 will occur on Christmas Day. Right now, they're 1-2 in the West because, my boys, the Clippers, we're taking a break right now. We're just chilling. We know this don't really pop off until spring. They be waiting until my birthday to turn it on, which I appreciate. It's a nice birthday gift. But, they're in chill mode right now. So right now, we're going to let the Suns and Warriors have it at 1-2 in the West. If you're still KD is also having an MVP type season, even though I think it's being overshadowed by Steph's season and the fact that the Nets just don't seem to be very good. But the Nets are also playing, and they're playing the Lakers on Christmas Day. So that could be interesting because the Lakers are interesting. That's just the the Lakers season is going the way of Russell Westbrook's fist in a fight. Just kind of all over the place. Any other just stocking stuffers? Anything else? Small tidbits. When I think of stockings, I think about the little gifts. It can either be little trinkets that are worth nothing, or it can be like big, like an engagement ring or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. That seems like something that happens in a Zales or a K commercial. Is you put a ring in a stocking?
That's accurate. That's an accurate comparison once you put it in context. So what do you think about pillow fighting becoming an official sport?
Yes. Yes, we have to talk about random sports. So 1, pillow fighting, an official sport. Google it. Watch it. Thank us later.
You're welcome.
Secondly, being able to keep a balloon in the air and keep it from touching the ground, also a sport. I watched the championship. I'm a little embarrassed to say that I watched the I don't even know what it's called, the up in the air balloon championship. Let's go with that.
Call it up. I'm down with that.
Yes, let's call it up. And then my squirrel references make sense.
And you play Cardi B background at the same time. There you
Bringing
go.
it full circle. Love it.
Mic check.
There you go. There you go, Joe.
Oh my! I'm trying to I tried headphones because Mia's asleep, and then I don't know what the heck happened. But I was gonna ask you, do you guys do Saint Nick for with your stockings and stuff?
I
No?
was requested to do a bunch of stuff for Saint Nick, so
Aww.
I will keep y'all posted. I let my daughter know Santa works for me, so I did not bust the bubble, but I put in perspective who's buying these gifts. So I told her that Santa gets an allowance from me based on how good she's doing. and that's the gift she's gonna get on Christmas. So I had to put myself in there somewhere because she was acting a little crazy waiting for Christmas.
Did
So
you tell her that Santa has a distribution center in St. Louis, and that's why she gets her gift so quickly?
we should. You might have just made an Amazon Prime commercial, right?
Look, I want my checks though. If I'm out here creating commercials, because again, and
Intellectual
it,
property.
this may still happen. So Annie is her own damn Santa. So I've just got boxes of stuff from uh, from Uncle Bezos.
Yes.
That Annie gives herself that I need to open at some point. So it's a thing. It's
See, and I'm the Amazon nerd who's trying to look at the package to see what warehouse it came from. I'm trying to read this.
Nerd. Oh, hold on a second. Breaking news: Notre Dame defensive coordinator Marcus Freeman is the leading candidate to be the new head coach of Notre Dame. That's awesome because on the strength of his name alone of Marcus Freeman, I'm gonna guess he's a brother. So congratulations. I don't even care if you do well. Go ahead and get you some former football head coach money. Marcus Freeman. I love it. We were talking about stocking stuffers. See, squirrel. Stockings, presents, Amazon.
I had a question when you guys were talking about the games on Christmas, though. How many times do teams play each other? In the like Cardinals will play the Pirates 19 times usually. How many times would the Warriors play the Suns? I think you said.
Yeah, it depends on whether or not they're in the same conference, and then whether or not they're in the same division. So divisions don't mean exactly. They don't mean what they used to in the NBA, like they do in the NFL. No real division rivalries. Like the NFC East, like we all hate each other. We all know who's in each other's division. I would have to be reminded who's in each division within the conferences. So they, will play each other more frequently. And Smoooth added that East versus West games are just 2 times, but they play within the conference and then within the division more often.
Gotcha.
And I saw your comment earlier, Smoooth. Kawhi is not coming back at all. He's a Grinch. He's determined to keep the Clippers down. He's just, I don't know. He's collecting checks. It goes former head coaches of college football teams, Kawhi Leonard. Pittsburgh Pirates, in terms of people who are just stealing money from their employers to do nothing.
For someone that loves the Pittsburgh Pirates, you rip on them sometimes.
Look, I'm not real. I haven't been real since 6. I will say that. I'm not on Sharita's level. I have not been real since 6. But I am real about the Pittsburgh Pirates are the only sports team that I cannot get myself up to be delusional about. When the baseball season starts, I'm always like, yeah, the Pirates are going to win the pennant. And then after that, I'm like, okay, let's be honest. They suck.
Pretty much.
And then, Sharita, before you have to hop off, anything else that you want to throw in? Your stocking stuffer, your sign off. This is the last time we will see you. And
I know. We'll get until next year.
I know. In the year of 2022, in the year of our Lord Blue Ivy, and
year of our Lord Blue Ivy.
Yes. 2022 BI. So yeah, 2022 BI. Any final sports thoughts from 2021?
You know what? Since it is the anniversary, I'm just gonna shout out you 2 ladies for and Smoooth, of course, for shouting me and letting me to join this wonderful family of fun that we have going on. I think I'm about 6 months in now. Maybe it's my half anniversary. But yeah, y'all are dope. Miss Williams, you're amazing. One of the continued people that I always keep popping up. But just want to make sure I told y'all appreciation, note of gratitude, and keep having that audacity to be yourself.
2 quick questions before you sign off. 1.
Yes, I will marry Drake. 2.
Okay, 3 questions. 2 or 1B. Which do you think you would have a better chance of winning? Pillow fighting or up, which we have now coined to keep the balloon up in the air?
Honestly, I wouldn't even do pillow fighting because I'm like getting my hair messed up. So I'm already pretty damn good at up because you tend to play that when you have children. I will say that they should do up extreme where you play it outside because when the balloon hits the grass, it pops. So I would recommend that for up 2.0.
Okay.
Do you dive for it and stuff? Yeah. Make diving plays.
And our last question. Have you been a good boy?
No.
There you go. I know it. I know it to be true. I've seen it.
I must have missed something in the beginning of the show because you've said that multiple times, and I feel like I'm missing.
It's in the Froggy Christmas song. That's the chorus.
Okay.
It goes, Christmas, Christmas, come check out my wish list. Have I been a good boy? That's none of your business.
Okay, all right. I'm definitely gonna listen to it after we get off.
You should.
For you,
Absolutely.
in our next show, she won't have a reason to sing that song.
Christmas, come check out my wish list. Have I been a good boy? That's none of your business. I just want some good toys. Can I get a witness? Got all of my homies yelling Christmas, 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 Christmas.
And he did.
On that note, I'm gonna tell y'all good night.
Good night. Jobo and Smoooth, feel free to join us. We know you're not one of the ladies, but we love having you on the show anyway. If you want to jump in, Jobo, which one are you winning? Pillow fighting or up?
Definitely up. Definitely up. You know
What
what's
makes
weird?
you feel like? What makes you so confident that you could keep a book? If you haven't seen it, so these 2 dudes. Well, the championship was. I don't know if there is a women's version, but the 2 dudes. So they had obstacles. It was set up like a living room, but it also had like a Honda Civic in the middle. And so they were like
in a living room.
So they were like jumping on couches and trying to smack it over the car before the other. And one dude did like a tuck and roll over the car to get it before it hit the ground.
The reason I say I think I could do good in that is we pretty much do that stuff here at the house now. Like that Friends episode of them just throwing the ball for like hours and hours and hours.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do that stuff here, so I think I would be good at that.
Gotcha. Let us know in the comments which one. Ooh, hold on. Tell us in the comments which one would you be more likely to win? Win pillow fighting or keep a balloon up in the air?
This is my question. How do you win a pillow fight? Whoever gives up first?
By submission? I don't know. I don't know what the rules are. Is it like boxing where they like count the number of like tags you get on the other person? And then the 3 judges say like, you got in 150 taps. He only got in 130 taps. You're the new champ. Is there a knockout option? Are there any other obstacles? Are you in like a safe space, like in a ring, or is it also set up like a living room with a Honda Civic in the middle?
I'm hiding in the Civic.
I think right now I would probably win pillow fight. I got a lot of pent up frustration. I haven't played football in like 2 solid years. So I think I would be too enthusiastic about any chance to like hit people without legal consequences. Miss Williams says you lose your pillow fight when your pillow loses all its stuffing. Okay. So then like the steroid version is like stitching up your pillow so it does with some extra stitches. So
in the shows and the movies, that's like 2 hits and all the fluff's gone, But I don't even think I've had a pillow fight before in my life, like a legit one. So yeah, I'm definitely going up.
Yeah, I've never had a refereed one, but I think if my little brother were on the show, he would definitely say he's gotten hit upside the head with some objects before growing up. But I've never had like a refereed event. Smoooth, you're a producer. Tell us which one you win in, pillow fight or up. Also, I don't think I'm at the right weight for up. There was a lot of flipping around and quick movements, and I need something that maximizes strength over speed. So I think that's why I would go with pillow fight. Smoooth says up. Nah, I'm not agile enough for that. Unless the other thing was that they couldn't touch each other either, because otherwise that would be my strategy. Is like, let me just put you through the Honda Civic window, and then now it's only up to me
What
to keep you up in the
the
air.
contestants can't hit and touch each other?
Yeah, they can't touch each other and up.
You know, Smooth would probably be good at it right now, just because him and his wife they've been working out lately, so he's probably good for that right
Oh
now.
yeah, Smooth's been hitting the gym. He's ready. Oh, Miss Williams says neither one at her age. What if it was? What if they had like age divisions,
There you
right? So
go.
like in track, where it's like you can have the divisions outside of like the Olympic competition. So you'd be competing against other people of a similar age, Miss Williams. Don't sell yourself short.
Right.
Um, the last random sport I want to talk about is ultra marathoning. Age divisions might win it up. There you go, Miss Williams. There you go with age divisions. Yeah, I need like different subcategories. So I need an age cross section, and then I need like a weight cross section. So I need like a heavyweight early 40s division for me to have a chance at up. Otherwise, I feel like I can kick ass at pillow fights. So ultra marathoning, have you heard of it, Joe?
I have not heard of that.
Okay, I hadn't either until very recently. So ultra marathoning is what you might guess it is, which is run more than one marathon at a time. Why someone would do this?
That's my first question.
It's a good one, but it's one that has no answers.
My second one is why would you
So
want to run a marathon in general? Or why do you even want to run?
running, I understand, but only to a certain point. So let me tell you a little bit about ultra marathoning for those of you who don't know. So one of the ultra marathoning competitions takes place in Death Valley, where it is hot even at night. The Badwater Ultra Marathon is 135 miles and an average of 100-degree weather. So, Kayleen Cochran recently released a book chronicling her completing the ultra marathon in July of this year. I don't know if anybody wins an ultra marathon. I feel like nobody wins if you're running 135 miles. So it's the equivalent of I think about 5 marathons. I think is what it comes out to. So that's how you end up running more than one marathon at a time. During it took her 37 hours to complete the 135 miles, during which time she only took two 30-minute naps and one 4-minute nap. My body would just be mad if I just took a 4-minute nap. My body would probably just throw
I
me
don't know
back
how
to the
you can
ground.
get yourself to take a 4-minute nap. It takes me at least half an hour to fall asleep.
Bro, it takes me like 3 hours to go to sleep with
Yeah.
melatonin. Like I just know a 4-minute nap, but that was in there. She said that her diet over the course of that time mostly consists of flat Coca-Cola, Pop Tarts, pickle juice, and ramen. Because your body spends so much energy just trying to cool itself off in 100 plus degree weather that
So why
it
does it have to
can't
be
take in
flat?
anything. I don't know why flat.
Could you
She
be
just
burping
specified
constantly or
flat.
something? Like, because I burp just by
Questions that
drinking
need
water.
answers.
Okay.
But I feel like once you run 135 miles, I'm not even questioning anything else. Like
Yeah.
any decision sounds like a good decision after you've decided to run for 135 miles in only 37 hours. She did heat training for 6 months where she ran. She's from DC, where she ran over the summer and like just layers of like sweatsuits and stuff like that to just try to get her body temperature up. Carbonated drink would make you feel bloated due to the gas. See, there you go. But then again, if you're just out there on your own, you could just let it rip. I wouldn't even be worried about it at that point. My body's just gonna do whatever it's gonna do at that point.
Well,
Y'all
water
gotta take me as I am. Once I run
uh,
135 miles, there's no keeping it cute on mile 110.
Yeah, I don't know. Water makes you feel like that sometimes too, though. So I don't know. If you drink too much water too fast, then you feel disgusting. So either
Yeah.
way, this sounds miserable, and I never in my life want to do it.
So, 2 questions about ultra marathoning. Not even going to ask if you would do it because I think the answer is no. But my question is, what is your price? Answer in the comments if you're still with us. How much would you have to be paid to run 135 miles in a row?
There's not a price. Honestly, I really don't know. Like, you would have to be threatening my family in order for me to do this.
What about some MLB contract money? You wouldn't do it for a couple $100 million? What about some former football coach money?
Well, I mean, yeah, like, I guess, but you got to train for that, and
Yeah, you do, or you will die.
yeah, exactly. So, is there money going into me being trained and, getting in shape and this? Exactly, Miss Williams. Not enough money in the world. You would have to be like
There's got to be a price tag.
chasing me with a chainsaw or something. I don't know, because that's the only.
That's another extreme sport is chainsaw evasion. There we go. We just created a new sport.
There you go. Yeah.
People chasing you with chainsaws, and how do you get away? So I don't know. I feel like my price is probably not as high as it should be. I think I'm not adequately appreciating everything that I would have to go through, because I'm at like a couple mil. Like I'm kind of at like a NFL right guard kind of contract, and I feel like I need to be thinking about like MLB pitcher money. So, last question for ultra marathoning, 135 miles. What would be on your playlist? So, what are you listening to for 135 miles?
I'll probably listen.
Let us know in the comments what you would have on your playlist.
I'd have a mixture of things like Metallica. Like, they got some good music on there. Maybe some like 80s stuff, because that gets you disturbed. Miss Williams, that's a good one too. Yeah, like rock and roll, or like some fun 80s music, that just keeps you upbeat and everything. Something like that. I couldn't do like, I love country music, but I couldn't be listening to country music doing that. I would have to have something that would like keep me awake and going. So yeah, I'm probably definitely doing like some Metallica in there, and maybe some like techno type music.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Miss Williams added Godsmack in there. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think you could do anything that you liked, because I think you would just come to hate it. Like I love Rihanna more than life. I don't think I could listen to Rihanna because I would come to associate her with the fact that I hate my life because I'm running 135 miles for no reason.
But like, that's a long time you're running. You would have to come up with a very big playlist. So you might have to throw Rihanna in there eventually.
You know what? It might end up being like Christmas tracks in retail stores where, like it runs on a loop in the store. So all you hear is Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You 6 times in every shift. I feel like that would make me run, just because I just would want it to be over.
Just do the Michael Myers music. Like he's chasing you. Michael Myers music. There you go.
Yes. You can play like Jaws themes, like dun dun
yeah.
Yeah, it would have to be some stuff that like I just have no emotional attachment to. Like the point would not, maybe in the beginning, I'd want something that I could like kind of bop along to or whatever. But by the time I get in the middle, like just throw some Insane Clown Posse in there. Like I just need something that's loud and like sends my body into shock. Like it would even have to be something that I actually wanted to listen to. Are you playing Insane Clown Posse? What's happening? There you go. You have to play.
Well, speaking of like Christmas music, I was thinking about this earlier. What's your favorite Christmas song, if you have one?
It's the Froggy Fresh Christmas song.
Come on, I'm gonna need like a legit one.
That is legit my answer. I cannot tell you how many times I've listened to it.
Oh my
in like
God.
the last week. I drove for Thanksgiving. I drove from my house to family. It was a 2.5 hour drive. I probably listened to it like 30 times. I know it all by heart at this point. I've got all of my like hype moments within it. I'm dead serious. That's probably my favorite Christmas song.
He's about to play it again.
Love
Christmas Christmas, come check out my wish list. Have I been a good boy? That's none of your business. I just want some good toys. Can I get a witness? Christmas, come check out my wish list. Have I been a good boy? That's none of your business. I just want some good toys.
Can I get a witness? It's the best Christmas song ever. I don't know how it took me 8 years to find it, but I'm glad it found me. What's yours? And do not say Mariah Carey all I want for Christmas is you.
God no. I don't know. I like the ones that have meaning to them, Annie, not Christmas or whatever you're just listening to.
Look, it's I'm not gonna spoil the theme of it for you. I'll just say John Cena.
Okay.
Then listen to it.
Is that how Sharita found it?
Just listen to it and then hit us up in the group chat later after you listen to it. Miss Williams, Metallica for your favorite Christmas song or for what you would have playing? Ed's band partner Ashley E. Norton has a song every Christmas that is my current favorite. It's beautiful, awesome.
Yeah, I would have to go with Oh Holy Night. That's a good one. Or Mary Did
Classic.
You Know? Mary Did You Know? That's like
the Michael Bublé version of it, or a Harlem Boys Choir. What are we talking about?
No, don't get me wrong. I love Bublé, but the Pentatonics, Mary Did You Know, gets me in my feels. It's good, so I love it. But Josh Groban's good this time of year. Michael Bublé. So yeah, there's a lot of good ones. But all the ones that have to do with Jesus and whatnot. Those are the ones that I
Gotcha.
love. Really.
And Because I'm Black, Let It Snow by Boyz II Men. All right.
I was about to say, before you said by Boyz II Men, I was like, why does that mean that it's favorite?
Is this the Bublé version?
Walk on water.
Yep.
Mary, did you know?
It's a bop.
Yeah, it's a bop.
Every time.
Save our sons.
But you know what goes hard?
What?
Christmas. Have I been a good boy? That's none of your business. Okay.
I can't take you seriously.
It is the best. And with that, with Christmas, Froggy. Who would have thought a year ago today, or a year ago, 2 days ago, that where we would be ending at now is with Froggy Fresh, Christmas. But here we are.
Christmas, come check out my wish list. Have I been a good boy? That's none of your business. I just want some good toys. Can I get a witness? Got all of my homies yelling Christmas. Come check out
I'm gonna be singing this in my sleep tonight. I'm gonna be dreaming of that day.
That's what happens. It's totally an earworm. You're gonna listen to it once, and then you're gonna find yourself being like, "Gotta get that John Cena lunchbox." It's just. It'll stick with you. Speaking of things that stick with you, thanks for sticking with us, not only tonight, but for one full year of the Ladies' Night Platform Sports Talk Show. It's been a pleasure being with you the first Wednesday of every month. We're going to do it again, coming back in January with new year, new us, everything that we're looking forward to in sports in 2022. Resolutions for ourselves and our sports teams, and just all things new and good in the year 2022 of Blue Ivy, and our Lord Blue Ivy. And with that, thank you all. Have a merry holiday, whichever holiday you celebrate. It's been so great to see you all tonight, and we'll see you again in a month.
Okay.
I mean, I can only half bop to Chris Brown because he's kind of problematic. So he doesn't get the full bop. He just gets a half bop to Chris Brown. Now if it was Froggy Fresh, it would be in there. Good night, everybody. You can watch me open my presents too.